in-season tournament game. Can the Chicago Bulls win, especially considering Coby White is not going to be in the game? We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content, I should say, for today. And the Chicago Bulls got a game today going on against the Miami Heat. The question then becomes about how will the Chicago Bulls perform in this game? And considering that they're sitting Coby White in this game, but playing him against the Washington Wizards makes absolutely no sense to me at all. Like, we all know the Miami Heat are a team that has had our number for a while, and you decide to not play Coby White against the Miami Heat, but you're going to play him against the Washington Wizards? That seems diabolical, is what that seems like. Hold on, what are we doing here? There we go. Seems diabolical is what that seems like. But you know what? The Bulls beat the Nuggets without Coby White, and so this team is just going to have to come in here and perform. They have to play as a team. This is a Miami Heat team that you're going to have to keep them off the boards. You are going to have to keep them off the boards. They fell down to one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. That was while Bam was missing some time. He's back now. You cannot allow Khalil Ware, Bam Adebayo to completely feast off the rebounds for you against this game. If you do, you're going to get punched in the goddamn face. That's what's going to happen if you allow that to happen. So, we'll see. But at the end of the day, man, that's a medical staff thing. That's not a Coby White thing. That's not even a Billy Donovan decision thing. That is a Bulls medical staff decision thing. And considering that we're at home, I think for the next 3 games, if I'm not mistaken, I don't understand why he could not play tonight against the Miami Heat. But I'm sure there's some reasoning, some rhyme and reason to it that we don't understand. But either way, the Bulls got to go out and get a dub. Either way, it does not change. You have to go out there and you have to find a way to get a dub. Regardless if Coby's playing or not, you got to find a way to get a dub. So let's hope this team is ready, prepared, locked in, and ready to go. And if they are, we already seen it. They can beat just about anybody when they're put in that position. So, they're gonna have to play as a team. They're gonna have to they're gonna have to lock in, and that's just what the way that it goes for this Chicago Bulls team. You want to win basketball games? Guess what? You got to go out there and you got to play. You got to play tough, and that's what this team is gonna have to do today. Jalen Smith's been on a great run. Billy Donovan talked about before the game started that once Zach Collins is back, he is more open to run double big lineups, which should be music to people's ears. Julia Poe tweeted this one out. Billy Donovan says he's open to 2 big lineups when Zach Collins gets back. Might need to use all 3 bigs in the rotation due to pace of play. Feels positively about Jalen's production. Seems like he could retain some of his minutes even when Zach returns. Good. You're learning Billy Donovan. You are learning Billy Donovan. Now, with Coby White being out today, Tre Jones is in. So Tre Jones is making his return back to this team. So at least we're going to get that. He is on a 20 to 24-minute restriction per Billy Donovan in that case. And so, listen, we're getting Tre Jones back in. And, that's something that could help add more depth to this Bulls team. They're going to need the wing defense with Norman Powell and how he's been scoring out there. Listen, if Isaac Okoro can't guard Norman Powell, what the fuck do we have him here for? All right, you couldn't guard Laurie. All right, cool. You couldn't guard a big, right? We'll give you that one. You'll get a little bit extra on that one. You couldn't guard Aaron Gordon. Okay, cool. Aaron Gordon's a big motherfucker too. If you can't guard Norman Powell, you have no fucking use on this team. Put Io in the starting lineup. Now, I want to be clear here. Even if Isaac Okoro does guard Norman Powell well, it doesn't mean that he's going to shut him down. But hell, at least make it a goddamn difficult day for him. Can we at least do that? Because if you don't, it's going to be ugly tonight. Somebody needs to slow down Norman Powell. He's on an absolute tear to start off the season, averaging over 25 points per game. Whole lot of bull says, what's good, bro? Let's get this dub. Let's hope so. Is he hurt again? No. So remember, he's not playing back-to-backs. We play tomorrow, so he was always going to play one of the games today and tomorrow. He wasn't going to play in both of them. So they're playing him against the Wizards. They're sitting him today. Jared in the building says, let's fucking go. Another day, another dub. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's push this win streak a little bit further. Coby out and Trey still out. No, Trey is back in. So luckily Trey is back in. Billy just likes struggling against it wasn't Billy's decision. So that's a medical staff decision, not a Billy Donovan decision. Believe me, Billy Donovan deserves smoke for some stuff, but this one is not a Billy Donovan decision. So there you go on that one. This makes no sense. If we lose today, we get rid of Billy. Honestly, that is hilarious. That's funny. Yeah, sitting Coby today is a weird decision, but unlike what someone said in the Discord, it's not Coby's ducking Miami. Exactly. That's not the case. Does Coby have pain again, or is this just precaution because of the back? This is just the back-to-backs. He's not playing. Coby's not playing it back. He's probably not going to play any back-to-backs the rest of this month. So after this set of back-to-backs, we have one more at the end of the month, and then probably going into December is probably when we'll see the minutes restriction lifted off of him, and he may start playing back-to-backs at that point in time. We're going to kill Vooch out there. Well, if I'm not mistaken, Khalil Ware is not starting now that Bam's back, so that's going to be more on Jalen Smith. And I actually like, with the activity that Jalen Smith has shown, I actually like the concept of Jalen Smith being on Khalil Ware. I like that a lot, actually. But Mata's really going to have to be aggressive defensively today because Ware and Bam is a lot to deal with. Oh, absolutely. And we're going to have to rebound as a team. If you let this team, which does force turnovers and get out and rebounds against you, it is going to be an ugly day for the Chicago Bulls if you allow that to happen. Tonight, game more important than tomorrow. We're gonna need this. I mean, listen, wins are wins at this point in time. Like, I don't know if you can really say one game is more important at this point because every win counts the same. Like, now could it eventually come out more to get a win for seeding and stuff like that? It's a possibility for sure, but we don't know how that's gonna be for sure yet. Modest comeback game tonight. Let's hope so. Hami too, if he is in. Hami Haize he had a little bit of a sophomore slump himself, but he's been playing pretty decently this year for sure. So you do have to watch out for Hami Haize. No Nikola Jovic today as well. Nikola Jovic, who had a really nice season last year. No Nikola Jovic yet today either. As a mate says, let's see how we go. If we lock in defensively and score at a high rate, we can win this. Miami's defense is vulnerable and can be scored against it. They're the sixth best defense in the league. I don't know if saying they can be scored on easily is quite accurate there, my boy. Now, every defense in the league can be scored on, though, right? Like, it's how you perform, how you prepare. Those type of things matter in those instances. So, like, nobody's inflappable, like, right? Like, there's nobody that you look at and you're like, oh my God, this defense you can't do anything against. That's you gotta prepare. But to say that they're easy, just can be scored on easily, I don't know, my boy. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration from you, my boy, because they are a really, really good defensive team, and they've taken that step off. And you know what the Miami Heat have done this season? They basically did what the Bulls did last season, is that they focused on really changing the offense, and this new, quicker pace offense that they've been playing has worked really freaking well for them. And, yeah, man, this is going to be a game where rebounding really matters a lot, because if the Miami Heat, for example, get out to a big rebounding night, it could be a bad night for the Chicago Bulls. It could be an ugly night for the Chicago Bulls if they allow that to happen. So hopefully the Bulls are ready, prepared. They've locked in for that. You got to rebound the ball better. You do not want to allow the same thing that you allowed, for example, against the Portland Trailblazers. You just can't do that. This is a Miami Heat team that's a much more sound offensive team. So if you allow them to get that many offensive boards against you, you're not going to win this game. I can tell you that right now. You are not going to win this game if you allow that. And so this is going to be something that they're really going to have to lock in and try to figure out, because you don't want to play games with this Miami Heat team. You just don't, because it can get ugly on you. It can get ugly real quick, real fucking quick. So get it together. Let's hope that the Bulls can do that they can prepare like they need to, and we'll see what the Bulls do with it, man. But you know me, I'm not counting this team out. I'm not going to bet against my team. I think this is a team that's definitely, ready to make some steps in the right direction with things. And let's hope that we just continue to see the progression that we've seen from them. I get it. The 6-game losing streak happened. It happened. It was what it was. We couldn't control it. We can't go back and undo it. All you can do now is try to play better in that stretch and just be better overall. And let's hope that the Bulls do that today. Because if they do, then things can be pretty good for them. But as we've known many times before, you can't bet on anything or bet against anything with this team. You just never know how things are going to go at any stretch at times. So let's see what we do. Where's the audio output? What are we doing here? Oh, output. That's not what I wanted to do. What are we doing here? There we go. All right, cool. All right, my bad. Had to make some change some stuff on OBS. I'm still getting this OBS stuff together, so bear with me. I apologize for that one, but looks like we good on OBS on Instagram. But with that said, let's get back into the comments here. Do we know how long Trey will be out? Trey's back today. He is back today. No Essengate starting for Windy City. Good. I mean, that makes sense. I'll have my Windy City Bulls episode out on Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. We'll be discussing everything going on. Mac McClung had a big game in his first game back with the Windy City Bulls. Glad to have Jones back. You and me both. Powell been looking like Ben Gordon lately. Ooh. Is that a good comp for him? Has he been scoring that much from the three-point line? I mean, he is shooting above 40% from three, which I think he's now, 4 straight seasons if you finish this season shooting above 40% from three. So I can see that comp. For sure. Not going to lie, but it's funny that Sacramento was trying to trade Zach but having a hard time due to his contract. LOL, duh, they were the only dummies to trade for. Hey, it's so weird because, so they got Zach LaVine back to get something for De'Aaron Fox, right? They needed something to match salaries, and the Bulls end up looking out for it. Look at what we got from the Kings. Look just overall in that trade and how it's helped this team. Trey Jones, Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter. I know not all those players came from the Kings, but that has helped us tremendously with this season in setting our tone and identity. And now y'all stuck with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. They basically right where we were. Now, I will say this. I don't think that Zach and DeMar need to be blamed for everything where the Kings are right now because Sabonis, all that type of stuff, they've had organization issues. Doug Christie, this is not looking like too good of a coach, but hey, I'm glad that we're not dealing with that, and I'm glad we're not talking about can we move Zach LaVine again. I'm just glad that we're off that, right? Wait, this isn't a back-to-back? It is. We play tomorrow. This is the first game of a back-to-back. We play tomorrow. If the Bulls win tonight, is they still in the end season? Yes, Jeremy. They still would have technically one game left in the in-season tournament. Evening, Haize. Let's get this third straight W. Miami going to be a tough game for sure. Let's hope we can close this one out and not have these reoccurring fourth quarter issues. Well, the Bulls' problem is that they're one of the worst first quarter teams and one of the worst fourth quarter teams in the league. Now, the Miami Heat are one of the best first quarter teams in the league. So if the Bulls can avoid a slow start today, that's going to be really, really, really important. If you were to tweak the closing lineup to help not lose leads, who would you remove, add? Man, but that's the thing. I think we've seen us give up leads with a combination of a lot. It's not been the same rotation out there. To have my closing rotation would probably at this point be, and I know Billy Donovan's not going to do this. I'm going Modest at the 3, Jalen at the 4. No. Jalen at the 5, Modest probably still at the 3. I'm going Kevin Huerter over Isaac Okoro. So Modest at the 4, Kevin Huerter at the 3, Coby White at the 2, Josh Giddey at the 1. That's the closing lineup that I'll try with. If we need a little bit more defense out there, of course, Io over Huerter. So Josh Giddey, Coby White, Io DeSumo, Modest Buzelis, Jalen Smith. That's the closing lineup. I think that's a nice balance of offense and defense. If you get out in transition, if you rebound well and get out in transition, that's a lineup that can run as well. I think I'm rolling with that as my closing lineup. If you need a little bit more defense out there, you can make some adjustments with that. I would say this, and I know people are going to think I'm crazy as hell for saying this, But Dalen Terry is very close to me to being a player that you at least need to play at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I will play Dalen Terry a little bit at the beginning of the fourth quarter to make sure maybe Io is fully, has full energy at the end of the fourth quarter. But I tell you what, Dalen has put together some really, really good defensive games for the Chicago Bulls together. Some really good defensive games. Dan for real 6, my bad. Didn't they have poor defensive stretch to start the season? No, they were rough defensively. So at the start of the season, they were more offense than defense. But then Eric Spoelstra got the defense together. So, no, you're right. You're definitely right there. Alfredo says, hey, I'm a big fan. I never have time to watch your live stream. Well, we're glad to have you in the building right now, brother. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. Haize, was you doing this podcast the year DeMar was an MVP candidate? Yeah, that was my first season of this podcast. The first season of DeMar and Lonzo being here, that was the first year that I started doing Chicago Bulls Central. We really got amazing role players from that trade, AK on a lucky roll. I don't know if you can call it luck. Like, to me, to have $110 million in cap space in offseason, to me, that's not luck. You plan for that. And I think also, like, when you look at how the players fit together as well, like, yeah, it's a bit of a luck that De'Aaron Fox requested a trade, but I think AK played that amazingly to his benefit and the players that he got back in that. Haize, I know this doesn't mean much to you when I say this, but, man, you work your ass off, keep grinding, you achieve success, man. You're the GOAT. I appreciate that. Listen, I'm happy with this, bro. Like, I really do. Like, I'm living my dream. I get to talk about the Bulls and the Bears for a living. Like, I don't know if for people who've been, like, I've been a fan of the Bears and the Bulls my whole entire 38 years on this planet. And for the last almost 5 years, I've gotten to talk about my teams and also use that to support my family. It's amazing. This is why I never get tired of it. I never get burnt out. I never do any of that because this is literally, I am living my dream. And I don't say that lightly. So I love doing this, man. I truly love getting to talk about my team and cover my team for a living, man. I know these players don't want to see each other fail, but I feel like Dalen smelled blood for the first time with the way Okoro's been playing. Listen, Dalen Terry was talking big cash shit in the offseason, right? That interview with CHGO where he was like, listen, I feel like I prepared, I'm ready, all this type of stuff. And, it started off a little bit rough for him, but as his minutes start normalizing, you're starting to see more consistency from Dalen Terry. And all Dalen has to do, like you said, especially if you're comparing to Isaac Okoro, all you got to do is come in here and play solid defense. Get out in transition, hit open shots. That's it. Right? I said this before. P. Will, Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, those three motherfuckers should have taken the acquisition of Isaac Okoro personally. Because what that said to them is that we don't trust y'all to do the things that y'all good at. When you look at Isaac Okoro, defense, and he can hit the occasional open three. You mean to tell me that Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, and Patrick Williams shouldn't be looking at it like, well, fuck. Ain't that some shit? Right? Like when Billy Donovan talked about in AK and Media Day, talked about the battle for the starting small forward, they didn't even mention those guys. It was Kevin Huerter and Isaac Okoro. Those are the only two motherfuckers that they mentioned. If I'm Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, and Patrick Williams, I'm sitting back like, ain't that some shit? Like, not to root against your teammate, but you should use that as motivation because it's not like they're looking for Isaac Okoro to average 12 points per game. They brought him in here because he plays defense in a starting lineup that's lacking defense. So, yeah, they should use that personally. They should take that personally, absolutely. Much like Coby White took it personally that they brought in Pat Bev, and then all that summer was talk about who's going to be the Bulls' new point guard, who's going to be the Bulls' new point guard. You signed Javon Carter, and dumbasses like me are like, hey, Javon may start here. And Coby White came into that training camp was like, no, what the fuck y'all talking about? I've been here. I'm about to be the starting point guard. Y'all can suck my dick. And he proved it, right? That's what Dalen Terry, that's what Julian Phillips, that's what these guys, that they should have taken that personally and then looked at that and said, bet, this is what we're going to do to fix that shit. And, I mean, the season's not done. We're still very young into the season. It could still be done. Because I tell you what, Isaac Okoro hasn't played in a way to me to where his starting role is solidified, not in my personal opinion. So we'll see. We'll see. Azame says, we appreciate you, bro. I appreciate y'all, bro, because I couldn't do this without y'all. Yo, hey, sending good vibes to you and your family with Thanksgiving coming up. 2-part. What's up with McClung? He's back in the Windy City Bulls with the G League. Thought he was a good pacer. He was a pacer. And also, why do you think the Bulls didn't play Coby for playing? Didn't play Coby for playing. What do you mean by for playing? You mean the in-season tournament? That's probably what you mean. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that part. As far as McClung, the Pacers cut him. Like I think he had one good game there and then maybe one not-so game, and then they cut him, and now he's back here. If Okoro can give us at least 10 to 12 points a game with this defense, he would be good, no lie. Yeah, that's a big fucking if with Isaac Okoro, bro. Like, I'm not even, you know me, I don't like to shit on our own players unless it's earned. But Isaac Okoro, like there's some games where it looks good and he scores really well. Like I think last game when he scored 12 points. But then there's sometimes where they pass it out to him. I'm like, please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Like it's a wide open shot. I'm just like, Isaac, don't shoot that, bro. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. That's what I keep thinking when I see Isaac Okoro, man. Bro, facts. They said we don't need him to score. Just play defense, and all those motherfuckers probably like, huh? Exactly, bro. Like, real talk. I guess when Zach come back, Jalen gonna have to move to power forward. I mean, we'll see. That's probably. Were you in media before you started this channel? Or was this a career change? I mean, I still have like my full-time job was completely different. But I mean, this wasn't my first podcast. I hosted a podcast called The Awakened Soul, which was about black culture, film, TV, music, all how it relates to black culture, how it reflects black culture. I did that for 4 years. So that's why, like, when I started this show, people were like, how's your audio and video quality and everything's so good so right away? It's like, because I've been podcasting for like a decade before I started this shit. So yeah. And before that, I had a wrestling podcast, I had a hip-hop podcast. So yeah, I've been podcasting for a long time, but this was the first show that I started that was sports related. Haize, this may be a weird comparison, but Terry's energy is like a Brian Pillman. When it's good, it goes good, but it could be a little bit of a loose cannon. First of all, shout out to you for the Brian Pillman pool. But that's actually pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Okoro reminds me of Keith Bogans he is the Keith Bogans in this lineup. Like no, all jokes aside, like. He's better. I do think he's a better player than Keith Bogans was, but he is the Keith Bogans for this, for sure. Have you ever had an opportunity to bring a current player in for an interview? Have I ever had a current player? No. So Stacey King, BJ Armstrong are two that I've interviewed. I did have something lined up with somebody that we had to reschedule, so I'm not going to say who it is. But it is another former Bull. But yeah, so I mean, we got some things working. Bro, you mess with wrestling, you talk wrestling with me, Brody. That's my oh, bro. Like I'm not as heavily into wrestling as I used to be because of this. I just don't have time as much as I can. But like, absolutely, bro. I've been a huge wrestling fan my whole entire life. I'm a Bulls fan for a long time, and it's a long time coming. We need to get it together because being from Chicago, we love sports. We've been losing for a long time. MJ Rose was last seen glow. I mean, here's the thing. I get it. And yeah, Bulls fans have been losing for a long time. Bears fans have been losing for a long time. And like we sit in this place now where it's like, I don't want to jinx it, but it's like, are we close to both these teams being decent at least again? Because I don't know what that feels like. And I don't think ever in my lifetime, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, have we ever had a time in my lifetime where the Bears, the Bulls, and the Sox were all good? I don't think that we have. Where's Brandon? Brandon L. Jett would be able to say that. I don't know if we have. I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to see a period in my lifetime where the Bears, the Bulls, and the White Sox are all good at the same time. That would literally, I may die. Like if that were to ever happen, I may die. I'm going to be honest with you, out of excitement. And don't let the Bears and the Bulls win a title in the same year or some shit like that. I'm dead. Elizabeth, I'm coming home. I'm dead. Because the way that I would scream if the Bears won a Super Bowl and then the Bulls a couple of months later go in to win an NBA title, I'm dead. I'm letting y'all know that right now. I'm dead. Matter of fact, I used to always say that I will retire from podcasting if the Chicago Bulls ever have a three-peat. If the Bulls ever three-peat, where they win 3 titles in a row, while I'm doing this podcast, I'm retiring from podcast. Because it doesn't get any higher than that. I'm done. I've reached the height of the heights. At that point, I'm turning the show over to Steve-O and Bobby, and I'm riding off into the sunset with my dick out. Like, I'm done. But if the Bears, the Bulls, and the White Sox all win the title within the same 12 months, I'm retiring too. I'm done. You ain't even got to ask me. I'm literally going to hang my hat on the microphone, and I'm walking away, never to return. You're never going to see my face again. You will never see me again if that happens. So if y'all want to see me keep podcasting, you better hope that these franchises all do not win a title in the same year. Because if it does happen, I'm out this motherfucker. I am gone. Period. I'm gone. Because it doesn't get any better than that. It does not get any better than that. I tell you that right now. If the Bears, the Sox, and the Bulls all win the title in the same year, I'm gone, bro. Don't look for me. Don't text me. Don't hit the voicemail line. Don't be like, where Haize is at. Don't worry about it. I'm out this motherfucker. I am gone. I'm going to be somewhere in Costa Rica with my woman sucking her toes on the beach. I'm letting you know that right now. Don't bother me. I'm letting you know that right fucking now. Haize, how old are you? I'm 38 years old, bro. 38 years old. I'll be 39 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, I'll be 39. My birthday's in exactly 2 weeks. Haize is doing the MJ if we threw. I'm done. I'm gone. You ain't even got to worry about it. I am out this motherfucker if we win 3 titles in a row. I think it's safe to say you'll be here for the long haul. Exactly. I'll definitely be here for the long haul. Who have a better chance winning a championship first, the Bulls or the Bears? Man, I'd say the Bears only because I think it's quicker. You can have a quicker turnaround in the NFL. If you have the right coach, the right quarterback, the right staff, you can get closer to contention sooner. The Bulls are still a ways off from being a true contender. They can be a good team this year. They can maybe even avoid the play-in, but they're a little bit of a ways off before they get there. Haize, yes, the Bulls do play on my birthday this year. They do play on my birthday. Toes is crazy work. Don't worry about it, bro. Like, y'all just know. If the Bulls win, have 3 titles in a row, y'all know where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be somewhere in Costa Rica with my woman, sucking her toes on the beach. That's just. I'm letting y'all know right now. I don't give a fuck if that grosses people out. I'm gonna have a fucking Modelo or Corona in one hand and feet in my other hand. Like, I'm letting y'all know that right now. Like, I don't give a fuck if y'all can judge me if you want to. I'm telling you exactly where you're gonna find me. That's where the fuck I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be enjoying the fuck out of life, bro. That's it. I'm gonna hit the Pope up and be like, hey, we won 3 in a row, Pope. Let's go get some holy alcohol, bro. Like, bless the bottle. Letting y'all know that right now, bro. Bears, the window's open. Their championship window is not open yet. I can't say that the championship window is not open yet. But they're getting close to it. Party at your spot, right? Fuck no. Leave me alone. Vision my own. Fuck. What? Hell no, bro. What the hell? What are we talking about? I hope tonight we can see a win. The players show it matters. I hope so. Oh, man. For real, party at your place. We all coming. I'll fly over from Australia. Let's go. Ain't no party at my house, bro. I don't like people like that. I'm friendly here, bro. I don't really like people like that. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. definitely not a coincidence. The Shy Sports is doing better right now after the Vatican drafted Pope Leo. Drafted Pope Leo is crazy. That's crazy. He's drafted Pope Leo. That's wild. Vegemite on it. First of all, do you know how thick Vegemite is? How the fuck you spreading this? Like, what are we doing, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh no, your family. That's different, Troy. Your family. You and Vaughn are good. Y'all can come through at any time. You and Vaughn are always good. And Guilty, y'all always good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in these cup games, you have to run up the score. You don't have to, but point differential does matter in cup games. So that's why you do typically see teams try to do that for sure. But all right, y'all, we're going to get ready to wrap it up, man. Get ready to do the live call, man. I appreciate you guys so much, man. You guys are amazing. The chat is amazing. Let's just hope that the Bulls never win 3 in a row, because if they do, I am, I'm just letting y'all know that right now. I'm out this bitch. But I will see y'all. In a little bit, in about 29 minutes for the live call. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See Red, y'all. See y'all in a second. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.